Okay, so now we've done commercial. We're going to move on to industrial narration, safety videos, e-learning, any kind of thing that's long form is another way that we refer to it. And it's generally much longer than 30 seconds, 60 seconds. It could be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or even longer. We've done projects that have ended up with about 7 hours total recording.
Yeah, more, probably.
Or more, yeah. So this is just a generic spot, though, about using body mechanics. So Patricia's kind of glanced it over, and we're just going to do a couple of paragraphs. But again, the key is remembering this, Patricia. You're talking to just one person. Hundreds, thousands of people may be watching this video at any one moment or any given time or throughout a year. But if you think about it, that you're just speaking to one person, you kind of keep that relationship alive, and it makes it more easy to communicate and when you're reading it. So if you think of in terms of you're just speaking to one person as opposed to you're reading this to a giant room of people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Because this is the sort of thing you have to engage people very quickly, otherwise they start dropping off, falling asleep. And this script is 7 pages long. It's probably going to take something like 20 minutes to listen through as far as the user goes. So you have to keep it engaging and interesting for them. Otherwise, they're going to fall asleep and not be drawn in at all.
So let's go ahead and record. We'll begin with the top of that page, and you'll finish at Get Help.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Body mechanics is a term used to describe how our bodies are used for such... I think I need to start over.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay.
Okay.
Anytime.
Body mechanics is a term used to describe how our bodies are used for such tasks as lifting, pushing, pulling, reaching, and other work. Our goal is to always use good body mechanics in all of our work. Using good body mechanics will reduce fatigue. Lifting is an important part of body mechanics. The first rule of safe lifting is, don't lift if you don't have to. If you do have to lift, use these common guidelines. I'll take that back. If you do have to lift, use these common guidelines. Think about the lift you will have to make. Plan to make a safe lift, whether it is one single lift or the first of many you will make during your work shift. Test the load before you lift. You should know the approximate weight of anything you attempt to lift. Remember that for manual, unassisted lifting, Global Enterprise has a 50-pound maximum lift for all talent. If the load is too awkward or heavy, get help.
That was great. No, it was a very nice take. Very nice take. Let's just try one more time, and we'll smooth it out.
Okay.
Now, as we're doing this, obviously, we're doing this take again. Now, in a real situation, we would just go all the way through the entire script. And as we messed up, as you heard her make a fumble or a flub, she paused. So let me pick that up. And she started again. And then that makes it easy for the editor to marry those two pieces together. Then you would never even know there was a mistake. Again, all of this is probably covered in, well, not probably, all of this is covered in what's called B-roll, which is footage of different people lifting, doing all the different things that we're talking about. So very nice. And
watch out for diction things like used to describe. When you have a lot of consonants and repeated vowels or letters like that, sometimes you can get a little tongue twisted.
Yes.
So definitely in that first line, watch out for that one.
Okay.
I think maybe it was down here, whether it is one single lift, a lot of S-y sounds, so it got a little kind of swooshy sounding.
Yes.
Watch out for those sort of things.
Okay.
And I think maybe out of the gate you had a little bit of a, I don't want to say like a turbo, but you did come out a little fast.
Okay.
And that could have been why some of that intro line got a little mushy.
Okay.
So keep in mind, pace yourself and make sure you're getting all the words out nice and clean.
Okay.
And that way it'll sound great. And I think you can even add a little more of a smile to this too to make it a little more appealing.
Okay.
So let's give it another shot.
Great.
Whenever you're ready.
Body mechanics is a term used to describe how our bodies are used for such tasks as lifting, pushing, pulling, reaching, and other work. Our goal is to always use good body mechanics in all of our work. Using good body mechanics will reduce fatigue. Lifting is an important part of body mechanics. The first rule of safe lifting is don't lift if you don't have to. If you do have to lift, use these common guidelines. Think about the lift you will have to make. Plan to make a safe lift, whether it is one single lift or the first of many you will make during your work shift. Test the load before you lift. You should know the approximate weight of anything you attempt to lift. Remember that for manual, unassisted lifting, Global Industries has a 50-pound maximum limit for all talent. If the load is too awkward or heavy, get help.
Okay, good. Now, what I'd like to try here real quick is we're going to do a pickup, okay? I'd like to get that last sentence again, picking up from, remember that for manual, unassisted lifting, Global Industries has a 50-pound maximum limit for all talent. And really, just give me a little bit of a emphasis on all talent. Again, it's very important that the viewer understand that we don't lift anything over 50 pounds.
Okay.
For safety reasons. Now, what we're going to do is called a pickup. So Patricia will hear her previous read in her headphones and will read along with herself as she's hearing it out loud. And then at some point, at that point where we're going to cut in, the record will go into record mode and it will just record what she says. But you want to read prior to that so we get the same feel all the way through. What we don't want is we're waiting for it to come on, and you're thinking, here it comes, and you go, remember that for a minute. You jump in like that. We want it to be a nice, smooth transition. Okay?
So I don't know if you guys can see from here, but essentially these three little blobs are, remember that for manual unassisted lifting, remember that for manual unassisted lifting, and it goes all the way to the end of get help. So essentially we're going to replace all this stuff right here. It's going to go into record starting right here at this point, and she'll just record the new stuff from here on. So if you watch this section, you'll see once it goes into record, she'll hear a little bit of playback, and then it goes into record right there, replacing the old stuff. So hopefully you heard the preview back in your headphones, and that's what you're listening for, and just jump in right after you hear the previous line of anything you attempt to lift.
Okay.
All right? Let's give it a shot.
Weight of anything you attempt to lift. Remember that for manual, unassisted lifting, Global Industries has a 50-pound maximum limit for all talent. If the load is too awkward or heavy, get help.
Okay, not bad.
Good.
I can see just based on this recording and what we heard in the playback that you might have jumped in a little too quick. So put a little bit of a little air right there. So this is something we could edit. But in some cases where there is no time to edit, or it might be live or something like that, it's ideal to just put a little bit of a breath or something in between, so there's a little more air there to make it more comfortable sounding.
Let's try it one more time.
Great. Weight of anything you attempt to lift. Remember that for manual, unassisted living...
That's okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. We can try it again. Alrighty, here we go.
Weight of anything you attempt to lift. Remember that for manual, unassisted lifting, Global Industries has a 50-pound maximum limit for all talent. If the load is too awkward or heavy, get help.
Perfect.
Great.
Well done.
And it
well
has
done.
a nice little space right there, so it feels more comfortable. It feels like it has some breathability, and it's not too jammed and packed in.
That was a great take.
Great.
Well done, Patricia.
Thank you.